Everybody, welcome back to my channel, beautiful. How are you doing today? My name is Joesephyr, and we have had a little bit of an emotional moment on stream today whilst we've been recapping with the community stream and going along with what's been going on with that. But we're taking a look at what's going to be happening over December for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And honestly, I'm going to take this moment with these guys to kind of see where everybody else is with the game. Because seeing what we've got to come up hasn't thrilled a lot of people, myself included, and it's definitely given me a lot to think about. So if you want to know more about that and chat with me and these guys, I keep pointing in the wrong direction, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Before we get started, don't forget to check out all of my social media links in the description box below, including Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Patreon. And a big shout out goes out to Josh and Crystal for their wonderful presentation for the community stream. Love those guys very much. Really, really appreciate what they do for the community and what they do for Dissidia as a whole. Don't forget to check me out over on Twitch as well, because I'm doing lots of other things at the moment, and do consider having a look at some of my other videos. I've been posting a lot of videos with regards to like reviewing various different Square Enix games. I'm kind of getting a feel for the direction that I want this channel to go in, and I've been really enjoying making these the Should You Play series, so perhaps consider taking a look at those. Over on Patreon, I do always shout out one of my patrons every time I release a video, and today that person is going to be New Justice Team, who has Beatrix as their title card, and it's one of my Ultima patrons as well, where I hand draw the patron card and send it out as a physical item, and I'm sure some of these guys in the chat have those as well, so a massive thank you goes out to those of you who continue to support this channel. It's very, very much appreciated, and of course don't forget to check out all of the other content creators for DFFOO as well. So the first slide that we have to talk about here is going to be the Winter Festival, which is going to be going through the entirety of December. Free first multi-draws, which is great considering it's over the Christmas period. And then we're getting Winter Hunt permits, which we can exchange for various rewards. And there is a controversial aspect to this, which we've already gotten some comments down here. Getting draw tickets for completing this month's Shinryu quest with featured FR characters without friend support. So that is something that we got in the first couple of months within Shinryu era, which encouraged people to pull for the featured character and use that character within the Shinryu so that you got extra draw tickets from it. And some people like this, other people don't, because they don't like feeling like they're being forced into having to pull for characters, whereas others feel like, hey, it's free resources and it's nice. I am typically in the latter category, and the only thing that I will criticize it for is completing it without friend support. It's like, friend supports haven't been particularly needed for a long time, but to actively discourage the use of friend supports always seems like a bit of a weird thing for me. So some people, as we see here, like, you know, didn't particularly like the idea the first time around, but now we have FR charges, it might not be as grating, but it's only tickets, so it's meh. It's tough, but as long as it's not too many tickets locked behind it, I'd be fine with it. So I'll be curious to know what you guys think of that too. Also coming around on November 30th, we're not quite at December 30th yet, we're going into Sid Reigns. Now, Sid Reigns is good. Like, he gets more of what makes him strong. He's all about the launches. He gets a BT here, which makes it so that the finishing attack on his launches is significantly stronger, and we have World of Illusion Spiritus Pandemonium, which is going to be a very, very nice place to get loads of resources. Whenever we've had resource-based stuff when it comes to like divine summons or anything like that, that's always very, very like open-ended and really nice to get loads of stuff from. There's also a Lufenia co-op, which I honestly was fairly surprised to see people that were quite hyped for this. Like, not to throw shade in any kind of way towards that, but co-ops to me, I don't know if you guys feel the same as me on this, but co-ops to me feel very tacked on at this point. Like, it's literally a case of press your strongest button and hope for the best and see what happens. I find that there's very rarely a challenge when it comes to any kind of co-ops in Dissidia nowadays. I remember back in the days where you had to kind of think about what you were doing, whereas nowadays an FR is just going to rip right through it. But I may not feel the same way as everybody else, so that's why I would like you guys to let your voice be heard, just because I always want everyone to let their voices be heard as well. We also get Xander getting a rework here, who gets a larger number of HP dumps across the board. Emperor is going to be returning with his BT, and we all know I love Emperor. The Shinri for this fight is considered one of the harder ones, but that's not because it's actually hard, it's because it's very restrictive on what you can use, because the last 20% of... it might be 10% actually, but 20% I believe of Pandemonium's HP bar has to be brought through with launch damage and only launch damage. So obviously it's designed for Sid Reigns. But if you have Selfie, there's ways around this, and we can cover that when it comes to the Should You Pull video for Sid Reigns. After that as well, we're getting the D.E.T campaign come back again, because we're going to be getting another D.E.T event come later on in the month. So if you're catching up on your resources, then it's going to be a really nice way for you to get those. And also, the co-op, the Portal app is back. We've seen this 100 times. However, 5,000 enhancement points is not a lot by today's standards for the 1.1 million points down in the corner there. So I'm like, really? Is that it? So, I don't know. Do you guys feel that we get enough from these kind of like social campaigns, or would you like to see a little bit more? Let me know down in the comments below. So, next week we've got Enna Crow coming back around again. So, Enna Crow, she still does the same thing she's always done, which is she hits really, really, really hard with her LT, and her FR absolutely plays into that. And it's a nice thing to come around for her, and then this is going to be another event for Sid Reigns BT. It's kind of sad to see the slides be this empty, I guess. Like, they're very empty nowadays. However, we are going to be getting Lilith coming around as well on December the 8th. Now, truth be told, I don't honestly know an awful lot about Lilith FR. Obviously, I will research her more heavily before she comes around, but it's not something I know a huge amount around. And hey, Jagran is back. We could all be excited for the arguable best BT character to come around, and amazing stuff. But I think Lilith's a character that I'm quite happy to skip the FR for, but I wouldn't mind throwing some tickets to get the LD, because it's one of the few like LD calls I don't have access to, and it's still a good one. Next up on the list, we have the next tier of DE Transcendence, which is going to have Seymour's BT in it. Now, Seymour, people are mostly excited for Seymour's BT because it contains anima. Like, people want anima, realistically. However, Seymour still suffers from the same issue with his FR and BT that he had with his LD, which is that when the enemy is under 50% HP, he's crazy, crazy good. When they're not, he's less good. He's still usable. I would personally feel that he's one of the less strong BTs we've had in a while, but other people will probably feel differently because people feel very strongly about anima. And, you know, D.E.T, it's a sort of lockout content. It's nice to get more available for that. And the costume's pretty cool too. Prish BT also arrives, and then Guy and Fang get their reworks here to make it so they're like really, you know, they get put up to the modern standards. People erasing people like me who want Seymour for Seymour. I'm not erasing anybody. I'm just putting my opinion forward. I think that many people want anima, and that has also been stated in the chat as well. So, but I do believe that Seymour is somebody that, you know, excels in very select places, which is really cool. But when you've got your Tifas, your Renoas, and people who are looking for the path of least resistance, which, to be honest with you, there is no path of least resistance anymore. Like, every character is so strong now that you can realistically take whoever you want. So people who want Seymour, go off. He's still really good. He's just more restrictive than some characters. We are also getting a story mission campaign here as well, which is curious. Like, you can get various rewards, including Force Stones, Power Stones, Ultima Stones, all of that stuff. And there is also a hidden sort of item that's being given out here. I personally would like it to be BT-based resources, but I think that I've heard that these are LD tokens. So for those people who are still looking for LD tokens, then I believe they are aimed directly at the protagonists. So if you're missing an LD from a protagonist, you might want to consider maybe picking up Warrior of Light because of his tanking capabilities, or Varn because he's a pretty self-sufficient damage dealer even with just his LD. So there's some options there for you if you wanted to take those. But, you know, it's still good for new players. But in terms of, like, veteran players like myself, there's not an awful lot I'm probably going to get out of this. So the last slides that we have to talk about are going to be Maria FR, which is also going to feature Theodore BT. Now, Maria has always been one of my favourite characters in Dissidia, so I will definitely end up probably throwing some resources at Maria, although I will say I have spent over 350,000 gems since Tifa, and that includes 2 BT pities, BT tokens on Renoa, and Dorgan pity. I've pitied a lot in the last like month or two, so I'm probably going to have to cut back somewhere. But Maria is a character I really like because she's off turn, she's healing, and that all plays into her FR as well. And then the last character we have to talk about is going to be Yuna. Now, Yuna comes back with her FR here. She gets reworked, she gets significantly stronger damage dealing capabilities, and she comes out on a Heretic event, and this will be the last event that Seymour comes out, or Seymour BT comes out on. And because there's free pulls on all of these banners, there's a slightly higher chance of getting either Seymour or Sid Reigns BT than we would be used to. So do bear in mind that before you go trigger happy on your pulls for those characters. Before I finish the video, you may have noticed that like those slides were all things that we were expecting from the community stream. And there wasn't an awful lot to come out that's been global first or anything like that. And I honestly didn't expect that to be the case because Anniversary is coming up soon. But there's not been an awful lot outside of that since Garnet, which was last Anniversary. So that's kind of led me into a position where I'm questioning a lot of my enjoyment for the game. And I did say before the stream started that I felt that this was a bit of a make or break stream for me. So I have blown up my Twitch chat a little bit to kind of see where everyone else is at with it at the moment. And because I want to talk frankly about my position in the game. So I am struggling, to be honest. You know, my channel hasn't been doing as well because of the game. My channel, you know, I've been trying very hard to kind of push myself out of it, and a big part of that is because of the fact that other people aren't excited by it like they used to be, and that's true for me as well. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that are excited for the game, and I've actively told people who are in my Twitch chat before I started recording, if you're excited for the game still, please say so. I want people to be excited for it. But the reality of the situation is that a lot of people don't feel the same way about it as they once did. Maybe it's because I've been at it for a long time with this game. Maybe it's because I don't like FR era very much, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe it's because I feel like there's a lot of homogeny across all of the characters. A lot of them feel very samey at the moment. And I'm just kind of tired, to be honest. And I'm very much in this point where I'm fearful to kind of move away from Dissidia, but I think it's something that I'm going to have to do. So when the new year comes around, there is a strong chance, unless some miracle happens, that I will probably stop doing Should You Pull videos to the same level that I'm doing them now. Because I just want to be able to be creative. I just want to be able to do something new. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of people who support my channel, whether it be through Patreon, whether it be through Twitch. I have a lot of people who support my channel because of Dissidia. And I am at this point where I really want to be able to kind of stand on my own two legs and say, no, I am a content creator that wants to be more than just this one game, and it's something that I am currently not doing too well at, and that's definitely taking its toll on me mentally. And you know, you may or may not know this if you're watching this over on YouTube, But I have recently taken on a part-time job because I am in a position where I need to be able to support myself where I could before solely on my content, and I'm not as able to do that now because so many people have kind of walked away from the game and walked away from my content in doing so, which I absolutely respect, and that's why I've kind of gone, no, I'm going to go and do some other stuff while I build myself back up again. And then I'm curious to see where everybody else is at with these things, and that's why I wanted everyone else to kind of have their voice be heard as well, because part of my channel has always been letting everyone else have their voice heard as well as my own, letting people like feel their feelings if they feel strongly, whether it's positive or negative. All I've ever wanted to do is provide a safe environment for people where they can feel their voice being heard. And I want mine to be heard too. And I know I talk a lot about the fact that I am struggling with Dissidia. That's kind of hit a fever pitch at this point, and I was really hoping with this stream that something really exciting was going to come out of it, and it's kind of just the same thing that we have seen month in, month out for the last God knows how long, and I guess I've been fruitlessly hoping for something new and exciting, but it's just not happening. And so I will still report on big events when it comes to this game, major, like big time, like anniversary, global exclusive stuff, things that are likely to bring new players in. But at the end of the day, I don't want to end up at a point where something happens to this game and my channel just goes along with it, because I love being a content creator. I love being able to bring people together so that we can all talk about new things and share our passions together, but I don't really know how to progress from here. So I'm just speaking my mind, and I expect you guys to do the same. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you are excited for the other stuff that you've seen so far from the game. And yeah, and that's going to be it from me for today's video. So I will invite all my guys in my Twitch chat here to say bye-byes and say bye to YouTube and all of that. Thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you for listening as well. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do go and check out some of the other videos that I have been making. I've been really enjoying making those, and I have a lot to offer when it comes to knowledge on Square Enix games as a whole, and I've played them so much of my life that I really am looking forward to kind of broadening into that aspect of things. We have Theatre Rhythm coming in January, and I need it like now, and we have Crisis Core, and we have so many exciting things to go into. So thank you very much for all of that, and I will see you guys in the next video. I will still be making Should You Pull videos for the moment right now, because I definitely want to talk some things through with some people before I make any sudden moves. But thank you very much for listening to my thoughts, and I will see you next time. Take care.